I said none of them ever feel the Lord's shoes, right? Just the same as no other man over the feet of David could get shit. So it was all given by law, right? Same as the talents. The Lord give man their talents, you know, based on who they are in the spirit. You know?
But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father.
To whom is prepared. You know? And we just hope that we are, you know, among those men who is prepared for, man. It's true, you know?
You mentioned about sitting in like King David's shoes. You know, that was something along them lines. This is 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord Yahweh seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord Yahweh looketh on the heart.
That's right. Most High knows who is his, right? And again, IUIC, they tell what this, man, because they'll go to bombs, they, you know, go by the outward appearance, right? Oh, we ain't meant to know because you're bombed. How does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah, well,
How does it make any sense? You know? It's not about these things.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's why they got them, if I could say this, that's why they got them uniforms.
Yeah.
You know? Because of how it looks. Oh, they look orderly.
Yeah.
They're all in one
accord.
accord.
It's impressive.
Yeah, they're marching around the Barclays Center. Look at it, all dressed the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They love that shit because it appeals to the outward appearance. It looks orderly, and they say, look at these guys. Look at that. You know, they're dressing like farmers and garments.
Same as you know, like a grand church.
Right, exactly.
God must be there.
Right.
Look at the gold on it. You know, all these types of things. Look at the grandeur. That's what it is. It appeals to the eyes of man. But Most High is not in that place, man. He ain't in there.
Orderly in the flesh, but not the spirit. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
That's right. It's deep. You know.
But come on, man. Yeah.
I got a scripture.
This one.
Proverbs 29 and verse 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit.
How low can you go, man?
Hey, we're about to find out, man. All the exposures, we're about to find out. How low, how deep does it go? Yeah. Hey, because this is the thing. The Most High can reveal all the shit that's going on, man.
That's right.
There's nothing here that should not be revealed, man. So we're gonna find out.
The truth that has been so long without.
All these fake ass leaders, man. We're gonna find out. Yeah.
It's Ecclesiasticus 3:18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord.
And that's what we're trying to find, favor, right? Because we need it. Because none of us are fucking perfect. None of us are great. You know what I mean? We're out the world, man. Fuck ups. You know, just like everybody else in the world. But the Most High have blessed us with this knowledge.
Okay.
Right? And so we owe the Lord a debt. Right? For bringing us out of this world, right? We owe him a debt. So we're trying to find favor with the Lord by doing what's right. Right? Not trying to, you know, corrupt his speeches, his words, his doctrine, you know?
Just a quick one. You said the Lord is going to expose them, discover them. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, meaning complacent in their wickedness, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Yeah, he's just going to ignore us. We're going to get away with just doing what we're doing. No one will come and judge us, you know. But that shows a lack of fear, shows a lack of faith, you know. But these are the type of individuals that we're dealing with, man, because they think they can do all this bullshit behind closed doors and nobody's going to find out. You know, even though in the spirit we know you guys ain't right, we just don't know how much you ain't right. Because there's a lot. There's a lot even more than we would even imagine would come out. Because we know on a doctrine level you ain't fucking right, but and there's certain things you said, what's going on behind the scenes is even darker. You know, like who could have predicted what happened with Al-Azhar? None of us could have predicted that.
All of us, I keep saying that when at first I was watching that video, I was like, this must be AI. I was like, there's no way. I was like, no way.
That reminded me of, you know what, there was a guy some guy that came out as being GAY in one of the camps time ago. And that's what the oil was like. It was, I couldn't believe it when I first heard it.
These are not things that we think about or we wishing upon. Like it's just a fact that these men are right, and then things are gonna take place in these things, in these congregations. Those are revealed things, and surely it happens.
Pride goes before a great fall, innit?
Yeah.
When you're prideful and think you can't, because I think Sakari was saying that don't commit sins. So that's why the Lord showed that you do commit sin. You committed a grave sin worthy of death. Not just any sin, but a sin worthy of death.
Grievous. It's grievous,
Being
man.
a fucking homo, man.
But it's like you mentioned about the pride thing. When a man's got pride, it's like you put a target on your back, man. It's like you're waiting for the Most High just to expose you, man.
That's why the best way to be is just humble, man. Because
keep
we all
on the radar, man.
have our bad sides of shit that we've done that we regret. But that's why we have to repent. But we're not going to come into the truth and act like we're so self-righteous and can't do no wrong and all that. Then that's when the Lord's going to pull your man, pull the wolf from over your eyes and expose you, man.
You must have not remember what the Apostle Paul said then. You know what I'm saying? He said, like,
no, you don't listen to him.
That's right. See,
he tried
no
to change
wonder
the
why.
scriptures.
See, that's why you don't listen to the Apostle Paul, because no, I ain't listening to that.
No, it ain't gonna happen to me.
He was acting like he's greater than Paul. Like Paul's not an authority, like even though Yahweh Shai taught him one-on-one, he's acting like Paul ain't no authority. He's got more word. His words are more commissioned than Paul's.
Paul's probably the most
He's
learned
the
out of
great
all of
chief.
them, man. This is
You're
the
the
thing. He
biggest
might not be
chief,
the head apostle, but he was more learned than all of them. And Yahweh Shai dealt with him, man, like directly. He knew a lot of things, understood a lot of things, and being better versed in the scriptures helped him with that understanding quicker.
He wanted to be the chief priest.
Yeah. So when Paul was speaking, he was speaking with authority, with knowledge, with truth.
And he was a real Pharisee of a Pharisee if he really wanted to be, even though he was a Benjamin, man. But if he wanted to be like the law, he could have done that because he actually was a law, he learned the law properly, he was taught of the law, more than this idiot Sakari.
But what did he say? He said, I count it all loss.
Yeah.
I may win Yahweh Shai.
Dung.
I count it all as dung. Like, it's just, come on, man.
As I say, he was about his image and the things that he could gain from this ministry. But Paul was doing away with things. But you was trying to gain. Like IUIC trying to gain. This truth's not about gain.
He said he was the chief Levite, bro, and he
you can't even establish you're a Levite or not, bro. This is what's crazy about it.
Exactly
you can't even say if you're of the lineage of Aaron.
Bro. That's like it's the direct line of Moses. And come on, man.
Like to say you're a Levite is one thing, isn't it? You can say, my parents from this place or whatever. You can get an idea, just like we all do. You get an idea of where our families are from, what tribe we could be from. But to say you're the lineage of Aaron, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy, right? Let the Lord deal with that, to sort that out. Whether a man's a part of a certain lineage or not. Man's going to declare that and then give himself authority over everybody else. That just sounds like a power play to me. That sounds like bullshit. I call bullshit. I doubt if you even are Levite, but here we go.
It's just like Nate before he was the ultimate guy. Now he says he's Judah and all that. You don't know exactly what tribe you are. It's just about having faith. We know that we're Israelites though, but we don't know exactly which line, that we come from. We just have faith.
All that is just trying to establish authority for yourself. That's all it is, man. Like our tribes, as much as we know, call ourselves by our tribes now, it don't have no real effect on the truth. It don't. It doesn't give us a particular position or none of these things. You try to use these things to give yourself a position and favor.
That's true, because the head of Israel right today, as we know, is Elder Apostle Tahar, and he's from the tribe of Simeon. You expect this guy from Judah to be the top leader of Israel right now. That's why you got ISUPK saying Judah, but Judah is not the head leader in Israel right now. Under Yahweh Shai. On earth as the heads.
Did you say Simeon?
Yeah, I was saying Levi, yeah.
Oh, it's Levi. He's a Levite, but he, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about.
But he don't throw that around.
He don't throw that around. It's not about, I'm this big, Jew that, or I'm
he ain't got to do
the greatest Levite.
He ain't got to do that. Apostle don't need to do that, man.
Lord deals with you that has to deal with, man.
I got something real quick on. This is Jude verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you can earnestly contend for the faith. So, you know, they was being told to fight for the faith because there was a reason, because Yahweh had been warned before he left that when the last days came, there were going to come scoffers and people walking after their own lust, getting worse in their doctrine.
It don't mean you gotta go to attend no fucking debates.
Yeah.
You know, to contend, man. It just means stand firm for the truth, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get weak. Oh, you know, these man, they might be right. You know, oh, no, fuck all that, man. You're wrong. We're gonna say it. You're fucking wrong, man. We don't believe your doctrine. We don't believe your bullshit. We're just gonna tell you what it is, man. We ain't gonna sit there and explain it to you. If you don't get it.
Is which was once delivered unto the saints, for there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
So just like the elect are ordained, right? There's the wicked ordained too.
Exactly.
So there's nothing that these men could do if you're on one group or the other. The Most High has decided already, you know, and everyone's going to play their part, you know.
It says, ungodly men turning the grace of our Lord Yahweh into lasciviousness.
Because the grace covers us from our wickedness, from our sins, right? But these guys, they take advantage of that. That's why they think they can do all this wickedness behind the closed doors and nothing's going to happen to them because Yahweh Shai, he sacrificed himself. So we're all right. We're going to cover my sins. You wacky Christians doing the same thing. Oh, yeah, I'll just go, you know, Father, forgive me. And then next week do the same thing again and come back again do the same shit. You know, we all do the same shit, man. We're not meant to be using the grace of God as for this viciousness to do wickedness, man. To justify our lustful desires, man. You know?
Quick precept on that point, real quick. This is Galatians chapter 5. Verse 13, and I'm going to read it in the NLT as well. It says, for brethren, this is a KJV verse, for brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. And this is the NLT.
What's love?
Right. Oh, 1 John 5,
keeping the commandments,
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. It says, for ye have been called to live in freedom, my brothers and sisters, but don't use your freedom to satisfy your sinful nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love.
Serve, right?
Right.
Oh, no, sir.
People don't want to serve, they want to rule.
Right.
You know, and they want to be catered to, right? Everything's got to be about them and their desires and what they think and all this shit, right? But we're not meant to be behaving like this. You know, we're here trying to serve each other and the elect, the Lord. This is a work of service, man.
Right.
Not to serve ourselves, to put ourselves on the pedestal. This is not what we're here to do. Right? But you want these positions of power so you can get away with wicked shit.
But you know, it said freedom because we're actually truly free in Yahweh Shai. And you got people out here that think that they're free, but they're really in bondage and shackled by the flesh. They're really in servitude to Satan, right? They're really serving their own bellies. Okay, so you can be free in Yahweh Shai, in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You can be free, truly free in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because guess what? You know, like they always say, oh, just let the Most High take the wheel. Well, hold on, that's exactly what it is. You don't let him do anything. You truly free when you believe that the Lord is taking the wheel, you're truly free. You ain't really got to control nothing. You ain't really got to put yourself in. You ain't got to claim no titles. You ain't got to do none of that because you truly believe that the order's already predestined.
I tell you
so that's freedom.
I tell you something for free though, right? If you try to take the wheel yourself, you ain't gonna get to the destination you're trying to get to, bro.
That's right. That's right.
But look at Jonah. Jonah said, no, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to go
Yeah,
there.
that's right. That's
We're
right.
on the ship, yeah? Yep. And then all the men on there were like, yo, whose God is pissed where the storm is just intense?
Yep.
And then he had to give it up. And then he said, cast me into the sea, thinking like, yo, that was going to be the end of it. And then the fish came and took him up. And then, oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So in essence, you ain't really free. You're a slave. You're actually a slave to sin. You know what I'm saying? Sin is now ruling over you. Now that the intentions, the reason why you're doing things, you're captive to your own pride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because sin doesn't benefit us.
Right.
This is why it's stupid.
Profit of nothing.
Sin doesn't actually benefit us. To serve the Lord. Could you say, oh yeah, but we're under bondage unto the Lord, having to do His will? Yeah, but it's to our benefit.
Exactly.
Right? Doing sin is not to our benefit. It doesn't help us in any way. It gets us fucked up,
It's
man.
death.
Destroyed.
It's death.
It's death.
It's death.
Right?
John chapter 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
That's it. So you might say, yeah, but we've got boundaries still. Yeah, but the boundaries is limitless in terms of what we can receive. All your desires can be taken care of by the Lord,
Right.
rather than trying to do it yourself.
Huh?
The only thing that the Lord don't indulge in is wickedness, which you shouldn't be doing anyway because you're going to die. The Lord trying to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to keep you away from the fire, man.
As long as it was the best example of that, you said you're giving me a great people to rule. Like, it's so great, I don't even know what to do with them. And then the Lord said that because he was humble enough to ask for wisdom, he then blessed him with the women, riches, all of that. Because then again, he knew Solomon had the mentality to be able to handle it. Yeah. To handle all of that.
That's right. What does the scripture say? I got scripture. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Because everyone in this world is trying to get that good life, right?
Yeah, right.
They live their best life, right? Do all these things, right? All you need to do is just stay away from wickedness, and you can have it. You can have it all. But you have to do things the right way, right?
Yeah.
It's required, man. Otherwise, you're not going to get what you want. But you're going to get pain and suffering. This is what we try. This is what we're being taught right now. But we're learning that lesson. Most people are not learning that lesson. Most people are not learning, right? They're hard-headed. We read it earlier, and they're not coming to understanding the way to be blessed is to follow the Lord, right? If you want pain and suffering, yeah, do what you're doing. But that's a bad cycle. You sit there complaining about it, but you're part of the problem. You know what's something there? Kind of.
This is Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you.
Because we're all looking for that rest. We all want that peace, right? We don't want to be struggling. We hear Jake still say all the time, talk about it all the time, man. Man's always complaining about some shit. And we want things just to be perfect, be right. We want those ideal things to work out for us, right? But the only way we can get that is through the Lord. And then the way we are now, we're in bondage under these conditions because of our wickedness. But under the Lord, there's freedom to do really what you want it to do. You know? That's it.
It says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Because it's not a complicated thing we've been asked to do. You know, it's not complicated. You receive this truth, you teach this truth. You don't try to adapt it, change it for your own purposes and all that kind of business. Just teach. Now it takes courage and bravery and faith to do these things, but it's not a complicated thing. You know? Because the Lord does require our faith. That's like the cornerstone of doing this is our faith, to believe in Yahweh Shai, to believe in what we're doing, what the Lord says. You know, so the Lord always requires that. So yeah, you're gonna need bravery, you're gonna need courage to stand out there and preach against the world. You know, because knowing that we're gonna be persecuted.
Quick precept. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
Oh, yeah.
By fear,
That's right.
lest by any means, as the serpent begot Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Yeah, so like the simplicity, like we're saying, man, we don't need to add all these things just to appeal to people that don't really need. Like all these gimmicks that these other camps, we don't need them because we don't need these people. We don't need the people that he attracts. We just need the elect. That's what we're out here for. So we don't need to make this thing any more complicated than it needs to be, bro. And it's really quite simple. You know, just go out there and highways and hedges, right? And teach His word, right? The Lord's flock will come in.
Oh, can I? It's like,
You know, even when the Lord was on the scene, like his flock knew who he was. Like there was the woman that basically, and it was all about faith. There was even the woman that basically had the mentality of, you know, if I just touch the hem of his garment, I'm going to be made whole. Like, and then literally the Lord made seemingly like impossible things happen just by literally the fact that people had faith in it. Like, you know, you even had like the loaves and like the loaves and the fish, and he multiplied it and fed thousands. Right. There was cities in which he went into and he did no miracles for them because they had a lack of faith. And that's the constant thing he was always rebuking. Like when he was seeing the Lord and shit, the apostles were like, yo, like we're gonna die out here unless you do something about it. And he was like, yo, you have little faith, you know. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
yeah, that's right.
That's why Yahweh Shai working through these camps and individuals because they don't have faith, so there's no miracles working within them.
Exactly.
You know?
But the miracle's the money. The money's coming in. It's like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Right? I got that word, because you just read that scripture, I got the word simplicity in the Greek, right? Haplotes. And it says singleness, simplicity, sincerity, mental honesty. It says the virtue of one who is free.
Hey.
Look at that. So the simplicity in Yahweh Shai goes back to true freedom.
Yeah.
You actually free in Yahweh Shai. Unless, but you got to plug into righteousness. Because, you know, people get corrupted because they think that, it's like the saying goes, all that glitters ain't gold.
right.
They want that corruptible crown. So then they go, you know, I can do something else.
Yeah.
So they want to try and find another avenue,
But
then they realize
it always ends bad.
it always ends bad
Always
because
ends
they,
bad.
you know, you end up getting sacrificed,
Yeah.
or you got to bend over, or you got to do something, and then in the end, you start, what was it all for?
Yeah.
But if you just, what did Yahweh Shai do? Didn't attempt to come to Yahweh Shai?
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai, look man, you can't tempt me with this. You might. So Yahweh Shai already showed us the way. That's why
Not who you're fucking with.
yeah, that's right. That's why he's known as what? The author and finisher of our faith.
That's right.
He's already done it.
Yeah.
He's clocked the game.
Yep.
The end credits are reeling. And the word credit goes back to what? Belief.
Yep.
You see? You know? So that's true freedom right there. We ain't got to remix it. We ain't got to add or take. In fact, if you add or take away from the words of the book, the Most High said you're going to get added onto the plagues that are written in the book. So,
So this is the thing, you live in sin, you live under the curses. And the curses don't let no one go. Right? You're gonna experience nothing but suffering. Not just you, your family, everything, man. Nothing's gonna go right. You might benefit for a small period of time,
yeah.
you know, while Satan's working with you. But you know,
Your
you might,
corruption.
yeah. You know, you might benefit for a little while.
Yeah, like Alizé.
Yeah.
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 You know?
It's good, you know, it's good to be king, right? It's good to be on the top, but now you ain't on top, right? And then you come down in the most shameful way, you know. So it's all good when it's working, but the curses, like I said, don't let no one go, right? So it's always gonna end in a bad way. So you're never really free. You're not free from the curses. That's for damn sure, you know. So it's best to do the right thing, and then you can really start living, you know, under righteousness. You guys, those precepts.
This is 1 Corinthians 1:25. Because the foolishness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is wiser than men, and the weakness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Yeah, the truth brings you to life, and the truth pretty much is, you know, access codes is what I was going to say to deliverance. You know, not everybody's been given that blessing to have that, and really it was before you was born.
Yep.
You know, being chosen. What is 144,000? Now you notice that people that get on YouTube and that, yeah, and they do like alternative videos for like, I don't know, like more YouTubers, and they're trying to spiritual YouTubers.
Right.
They'll use 144, but they ain't talking about what they're talking about. 144 represents the government body, the ruling class of the next world to come.
That's right.
That's what that represents, man. And that's in Revelation 7. I thought if we just get Revelation 7, just read into that, because that's what it represents. And 144 is a spiritual number as well.
Oh yeah.
Heavy spiritual number. That represents the elect, the kingdom. That number's, you know what I'm saying, off the chain, as they say. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 7 and verse 4.
Let's start from all of it.
Come on. Verse 1, and it says an interlude for the subheading. And it says, and after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power.
So these angels, right? You've got angels. Angels control stuff. You know, it's Malakah or Mala'aka, as we say it. Malakah means angel, yeah, in the New Testament, right? The Hebrew anyway. So they control the messengers, so they do stuff. So let's say a tornado came, an angel did that. It was a message. It was an order.
I had an earthquake recently. Was it Maya?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was it? Mad ass earthquake. Yeah.
Now you had videos, of people, tourists from the UK. It was obviously in UK tourists.
You know the penthouse one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your video.
And the water was going.
Look at that, what's going on? What's going on?
You could have tipped off.
Yeah.
I don't think that one. I think there was more.
Oh shit.
Like there was more pools than that. So I don't think we would have dropped off on that one.
Infinity pool is what, isn't it? Infinity pool they call it.
They got some in London there, where
Yeah.
they've got the one where
Top
is
of
that
the
the one
waters.
where you can walk on it and you can see the floor? Is that one in England? There's one where it's on a penthouse.
Yeah, this water just drops like. Oh, it's a different one.
You just went to the pool last month.
Infinity pool, yeah.
Just a standard pool,
Just a normal pool.
but it's glass. You know the pools. That
Yeah, you can see underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got one, I think it's in London,
Yeah.
And you can see you're in it, but you can see like all the way to the bottom of the floor.
Bottom, yeah,
So some of it's on the building,
Right.
but it's in between two buildings,
Damn.
and you walk on it and you can see the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
The Israelites doing that
He
crazy
likes
shit.
doing that. He likes doing that. And Esau likes climbing mountains.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He likes rock climbing. You know they get the like pickaxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just likes being in
Man of the field,
high
innit?
places
Yeah.
and mountains as well. And they like building cities in mountains as well. That's what they like doing. Let's carry on.
Having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud
Having
voice.
the seal of the living power. We're on earth coming representing the Most High, Yahweh. That's the ancient name of the Most High. If you ain't dealing with that, if you ain't trying to come into these scriptures, then you're dealing with Satan. Number one, so like, we're talking about demons and spirits. Satan's a top demon.
Yeah.
So you're of Satan. Satan is on your ass. And you might have some little demon spirits or strong ones riding you like a surfboard, right? That's what's going on with a lot of you motherfuckers like that, man. You're getting rid and you don't even know it. You're done. You got deep, you sealed, and with a seared, the conscience is seared. You've got hot iron. So your mind, your spirits, them demons is hard pressed in that spirit, man. Attached to your ass. You can't get it off. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get that, and we're going to read that in the NLT. You do, willing is get it. And then we can carry on with this.
Yep.
Now, you know what? I want that right now. I want to read it normal, then we read it. We're going to, because you got to jump around with the scriptures, man. Yes. That's what I like. I like building off one, getting free. I like doing that. See what happens. Let's get that. Let's read that in
I've got it. This is,
and then we read it in the NLT after.
Alright, this is 1 Timothy chapter 4. I'm going to start from the top. It says, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Brothers always go into that. You get alternative Israelite groups that say the mark of the beast ain't the RFID chip. Or they just Yahweh Shai, it ain't to be worshipped. And they just start changing stuff. Or you don't need to know the name of the Most High. So how can you be a Hebrew, if you don't know the name of the Lord? You don't get Moabites, you don't get Chinese people saying, oh, we shouldn't speak Chinese. It just doesn't make fucking sense, bro. Okay, and you know what, man? Some of you fucking niggas out there, we're in London, right? We're London, right? London camp, UK, right? You got niggas out there that you just on your own, you're on some crazy shit. Y'all niggas need to get it together, man. I'm just gonna come out with it. Some of you fucking cats, man, you ain't even come straight. You ain't come the right way. You come your own fucking way, man. You fucking niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the boroughs down there. Fuck you niggas talking about, man. Get it correct. Right? Seen some of you niggas and you're hooking up with some get it correct, man. Hooking up with some wear-mass niggas out there. Get it right, bruv. Yeah? Get it straight. You're coming up some other way, man. The most I'll zap you niggas. Keep doing that shit, bruv. Yeah. Don't be all on fences and acting weird and that. What is it? You with it or you not, man? What's up with it, nigga? So I'm coming with it, man. Fuck it. All you fucking niggas out there, man. What you talking about, bro? Another thing, we don't even listen, man. I don't even start talking that, 'cause that's gonna sound crazy. But I fuck with all. Listen, man. London, we talk all over London. I'm always in London. I'm always in south, north, east, west. Fucking niggas talking about, man. Always in these fucking places. Yeah. We fuck with people that's in the right spirit. You're in the right spirit. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? You got a camp in south. Fuck you niggas talking about, man. Fuck with that place. I'm already, you know what I'm saying? I know people down there, got family down there. Fuck you talking about? Get it right, bro. Yeah? Got family all over South London. Always had family in South London. What you talking about? Yeah? You niggas just get it right, bro. You know what you're talking about, bro. You niggas is just some lunatics and that. Just read, man. Yeah?
Yeah?
Fucking niggas, man. Alright? Right. I want to fucking channel that energy right now. I'm trying to. Let's read, bro.
Verse 2. It says,
We're breaking something down. Let's go with that. Yeah?
it says, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Yeah, so when you're saying coming out with, because this chip is coming big time, y'all can clown it like, oh, it's but when the jump shot happened, like y'all when they took the jump shot, man, you know what I'm talking about, when they had the lockdowns and that, yeah, and it showed, and you know what that showed, the lockdown showed that you've got one system, one power ruling the whole world.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get one country, we ain't gonna lock down. All of them just locked it. How come they complied?
Yeah.
They're not complying geopolitically, trade wars and all that, but with that, they're just all complying. They just said no, there was no, and guess what? China is heavy with AI tech. They've been on this shit. Yeah, you go into their system, it's gridded, bro, with AI tech.
With their social credit system, you know, watching people all day long, you know, putting their faces up on the bad boy billboards, where, you know, all that kind of stuff, man. It's crazy, yeah. Area man out. He didn't take his rubbish out this week. That type of shit. China's been hot on that, man. You know? Yeah.
It says, in the NLT, it says, verse 2 in 1 Timothy chapter 4, these people are hypocrites and liars, and their consciences are dead.
Now you had people saying, you know what happened, you know what's really going on with these fucking niggas, yeah? These bitch ass pussy ass niggas, right? These pussy ass niggas, man. All of you, fuck all you niggas. I don't want to come out too crazy right now. I don't want to do that, but what I do want to say is this. Do you know why what they're saying about the mark of the beast, yeah? It's because they want to take it. You see that? So you mentioned Sakari, right? They're keeping the doors open. That's what they're doing. Because you see how worldly are behind the scenes.
We're gonna see how crazy it is first. We're gonna see how crazy it is first. If I have to, I'm gonna do it, you know. I don't, you know.
They're putting it out there, so it's like, well, look, ain't the bar. Yeah, so when it gets crazy, look what I told you. Right?
Yeah.
He told you that it was embargo. That's why they're doing that. Because they got it good now, and they're thinking. These people, that's why they're so witty with that, debate, conversational spirit.
Because they don't think the Lord's going to turn up, man. They don't think he's going to turn up. They think they're going to have their kingdom, what they got right now, their riches and that, or whatever. It's essentially
no faith. That's having no faith. And they don't want the Lord to turn up.
They have to come to an end.
They don't want him to turn up either. Because then if he does turn up, like he says, first he's going to get them ones that had him on the cross. Yeah? All you Christians out there, the first thing Yahweh Shai said, the one you call Jesus Christ, real name Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, first thing he said is he's getting the ones on the cross, and them the ones that pierced him. He said that. Or what shall we do? Shall we get that quick or shall we finish? Let's finish this, and then let's finish this.
Right, back in 1 Timothy 4 and 2. Right? So we read the NLT, back in the KJV. It says, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidden to marry, and commanded to abstain from meats which Yahweh have created, to be received.
So the part where the hot iron, read that part.
Right, so back in verse 2.
We could read all that, we're going to go back to 7. You know what? What we in the NLT?
I read the NLT, I can go back to it.
No, let's
I'm in
read the NLT.
Right.
Read it.
Back in the NLT, in 1 Timothy 4 and 2, these people are hypocrites and liars, and their consciences are dead.
What about the hot iron part?
That was
We don't mention the hot iron in the NLT.
Nah, not in
See
the
what I'm
NLT.
saying about that NLT?
Yeah, the NLT, you just
Sometimes.
drop it like it's
That
hot.
happened yesterday. I looked up something in the NLT. And it could say something completely different. I was like, that's going to make it look like that.
Lying.
You
don't lie.
I meant a quote, paraphrase it in the KJV. I forget we read. We went to the NLT.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times when I'm
You
doing
know
this.
what, man?
Isaiah 9 and 5 is breaks down completely different. Right. I had to correct it live in the lesson while I was doing it.
Well, we've got the truth.
That's it.
And those websites go off.
Really
Yeah. Yeah.
End up.
Really
We've got the truth, man. And that's why everything that you're seeing is happening.
Hey, Google's not a prophet.
Good precept.
Oh, real quick, I got the word conscience seared, right? In the Greek, it says having seared with a hot iron. The word in the Greek is kauteriazo. Sounds like cauterize. You know when you cauterize a wound? Yeah. That's right. It says to mark by branding. It says to brand with their own consciences, whose souls are branded with the marks of sin.
Oh, that's heavy.
So that's wicked.
Hey, I mean, that's crazy, man.
That Greek, man.
Sin's just embedded.
Yeah.
Let's read it again because you want to read it again.
Yeah,
Fuck it, let's read it again, man.
that's it.
Because you got these ghouls, they let the fucking ghouls walking around like something out of Silent Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Dragging the leg, you know?
This is crazy, man. This is fucking insane. Can't believe this. Can't believe this, man.
Yeah. It says in the Greek it's kauteriazo or kosteriazo. It says to mark by branding, to branded with their own consciences, whose souls are branded with the marks of sin.
Their souls are branded with the marks of sin.
The sin is just in their mind, bro. It's
So
just
every
in them.
time they come in the reincarnation,
It's that.
that's them.
Yeah, that's them.
That's fuck. That's why it says, as we know, the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets.
That's right.
But that's how we know that you come back in the reincarnation, you're a wicked ass spirit. You can get judged. Something's gonna happen to you, man.
Yeah.
Because you've got that following you. That demonic spirit just keeps coming back in different body types. You know, your body type might be similar or something, but different. You might look different.
Yeah, it's
You know
like
that's-
Cain and Esau.
Yeah.
Demons
Spirit
look
came
at you
back.
by your spirit.
Yeah. He came as a serpent, then Cain, and then Esau. That same spirit all the time.
Matter of fact, that's in Revelation.
Revelations 20, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get that right.
Read that real quick, yeah.
We're gonna finish that, then we'll get that.
Yeah, it says, who carry about with them the perpetual consciousness of sin.
It's a hard part.
I don't know.
That's a
So
spirit,
you're
that's a
like
spirit.
a conscious being.
That's a spirit, yeah.
Continuously.
Like, so they're gonna come and have conversations with you, and these conversations, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna just, but that's like false prophets or YouTube gurus that try and sell you a philosophy, man. Like if someone comes, look, man, if you just take that,
Just keep repeating it.
and he's enticing.
Yeah, mantra.
Yeah. Good.
Turn into a mantra.
It
That's
says,
what the scripture talks about, these enticing spirits. That's them. That's
Yeah.
them. They're coming up, they're conscious. They might try and fight you.
Yeah.
They might get angry. You might have an argument over, like, could be over Islam, it could be over Buddha, it could be over
Hadi Krishna.
They'll come.
You might start shouting at you.
They'll
man.
come across you.
Come on.
Yeah. They'll come across you naturally. When the subconscious is telling them it's him. And then the demon just activates. It's like, yeah, go to him.
Right.
Get on him. He doesn't even know that he's doing it, but it's the subconscious, that
All I
spirit
know.
of that Satan that's in him, that ancient devil spirit that's come back on him, bro.
Right, ancient devils. But you know what? That's true because Esau has got statues of ancient demons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's
I was
got
watching
one
that
on the
earlier on
River
today.
Thames somewhere, or one of them areas, actually south somewhere. And it's a
Oh, yeah, you
big
said, yeah,
giant demon Pazazu.
Is it? Yeah,
From
Pazazu.
ancient Babylon.
Pazazu, yeah.
So Esau worshipped ancient Babylon straight out.
Yep.
When Alistair Crowley used to dress up, he was dressing up in Babylonian Egyptian robes.
Yeah.
And then he was doing rituals to summon ancient demons. So that's what they do to get power. They go back to those demons, bro. That's why they got that fucking statue. And there's loads of statues. Obelisk.
Yeah.
Obelisk is the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why Brother Polite did what he did. He's into them demons.
Malachi, Z York,
You
and
can't just be open to them spirits, yeah, and think that something ain't gonna happen. Okay, when you're in the truth, the Bible requires you to actually guard your mind. You ain't just reading shit for the sake of it, bro. Y'all need to open up your fucking pineal gland.
there's one.
Your pineal glands, your third eye is not open. You can't see this. So we teach them stuff. We bring out the same scriptures, but they can't really see what we really convey.
There's
You
one.
know, that's the problem. And I said that I'm from above, you're from below. Matter of fact, let's read just what I'm saying. Let's back it up. I know we're jumping around, but let's back up. You can say your point. Let's get the whole armor.
There's one gangster that came on. It was on the YouTube video, and he said, yeah,
Right,
he used to dabble with the witchcraft, and Satanism. He said he used to do mad rituals. He said one time he was in his bedroom, and he did a mad ritual, and then he had some oak bed that weighed like a ton, to like 4 or 5 men to lift it. He said he was on the bed, he did that ritual, and then someone just yanked it off the wall and started flipping it in the room. And like he said it was, he said it was going. He said after that day he had to try and like wheeze off the OBI and all that stuff. You get me? Because it was getting too mad. Them spirits are different, man.
And Esau goes. He actually goes to these certain cultures, cultures and Hamite cultures to get judged. Because their shit was that,
sacrifice children and do the little blood things.
It's like one of the head of the Rosicrucians is in South Africa right now.
Oh, there you go.
And these temples in fucking England. He's the head of, it's fucking in the south, just south of London. And then like you got the Devil's Hill and all that, what we call that shit. The Devil's Dyke. Right, this is some real shit,
some
man.
real shit.
Yeah. So he's down there, he's learning from like David Icke. Where was it on his early DVDs? Yeah, they either go to Levi, the Haitian, or they go into either Hamites or Jake, West Africa and shit, or they go to South Africa and shit, which probably Jake's down there too. There's gonna be Hamites as well. Because come on, man, this is crazy. But this is where Esau gets his shit.
Yeah, it's real stuff.
Yeah, Elder, if that proves
And you know what I got? Yeah, you said I got to that
no,
point, man. I was watching a documentary, it's a new documentary, and it was going into the royal family, and all those vintage houses is that they got all over the country. Bro, they've got demons in them.
Lodges, and all that shit.
Straight, this documentary is crazy. I'm gonna do a video on it.
Right.
It was all posh people talking, people around him. He said, look, even Prince William, he's got Sanjin and Mouse. And he was like, well, because I was asking him, what about Prince William? Because he don't seem like the type. So he got asked, he's on record, he got asked about spirits in the yard. And you know what he said? He went, oh, it's okay, it's just life. That's what he said. Or something like that. Meaning that he was all right with those spirits in that yard. Now what he was saying was, it weren't just spirit. He says that they got entities in the house and they're just chilling in it. He said, and the guy said some people are just cool with that. And then they're talking about medieval spirits. That's what it said. Yeah, it said they have medieval.
What they mean is that they're used to it because they always surround themselves with spirits.
Like fucking
exactly.
Like Casper the Ghost and type shit.
So all these yards, all these old buildings and that, they got demons in them. Yeah, they got strong demons.
Actual spirits. Yeah.
It's like,
that's why England's so creepy, bro. Like it's headquartered by these demons, these principalities.
Yeah.
You know,
man, we gotta really, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I was saying,
spirit, man.
When somebody,
No, you got it, man. You got it.
You know some of these movies, man. You know, you walk in these creepy ass houses and they got the paintings on the wall.
Yeah.
Right? And you feel like the fucking paintings are watching you and shit, man.
Yeah.
You've got the demons that live in these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so they're always channeling these different energies in these houses and stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know?
In Brum, you had one of the area I grew up in that, yeah. And they had one of those houses. Everyone knew it's got demons in it. And you got in a lot of towns you'll have an old building. You might have stories up, man. That building. It's true. The old fucking buildings,
Yeah,
man.
old buildings, yeah.
All these Waddington Manors,
Yeah.
fucking Buckingham Palace, all of them have got spirits.
Haunted houses and shit.
All of them. That's what they said you brought out in the top, man. Oh, shit. Crazy.
It's real shit.
Because even for say so, I remember the post once speaking about how like you might start having like something not quite right in the yard, and then you come to find out like your woman's brought in an idol in the house and stuff like that. And you got to take the idol out. So they imagine these yards will have all of them idols. Will have all of those different
Shrines
mystic shrines and stuff like that in the yard, and that's channeling all of them energies in there.
Probably rituals that was done in these buildings, go back to orders from the 1800s.
People that got murdered and all that and that shit.
You know what I mean?
Spirits.
And it's the Most High that gives them the order to do that too.
Yeah, so how spooky that the Most High is actually giving these demons. The Most High controls the spirits.
Yeah.
See now that's another penal gland open. The Most High is controlling them demons.
Yeah.
He's telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And they come back and report. They go, no, and all that, they bow down. That's what the demons are doing. So you know what, really, we fuck all you motherfuckers, man. We align ourselves with the Most High, the right power.
right,
So that means we beat all of yous already.
And
You
just
know,
like-
you need to think about your own fates. Let's read something. I always like reading.
You wanted the fusion.
I want the I want this. Is that a quick one?
Yeah, it's a quick one.
Alright, let me go for that.
Real quick one, this on the point. It's Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
And that kind of goes into what just happened, the tragedy that happened over there in the Philippines.
Myanmar.
Thailand. It's got idols over there. It's a land full of idols, so that's judgment.
Straight.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. You know, all these false gods with the 8 arms, even if it's got 2 arms, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Greco-Roman gods are 2 arms, and that's still idols, man.
Yeah.
Straight out. So, you know, let's read this, because this is what y'all ain't doing, guarding your spirit.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right, so you gotta be guarded. If you don't even believe in the Bible, if you don't even have faith in Yahweh Shai, in the Most High, how are you even gonna be battling spirits? How are you even gonna, if spirits are trying to jump on your mind? Yeah. A lot of you don't even know what's going on, so they're hopping off you like goosebumps, like fucking what's the other one? The Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crypt Keeper, yeah.
You're gonna call
The Crypt Keeper.
Ghostbusters. and shit.
Ghostbusters.
Them fucking shows from the 80s, 70s,
Slime and
those,
that, yeah.
Fallen.
early 90s, and that, those were real shows. Now what? They ain't nothing to watch for kids anyway. It's trash.
Those are more educational as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause ESO was actually putting real shit in there. They will make it animated.
yeah.
And now the cartoons are just more demonic and just trash. Like.
Yeah, like that Coco Melon, man. They say don't even let your kids
Cocomelon.
watch that shit. Because it's the speed.
Oh,
Coco
God.
Melon, yeah, it's like
It is.
Bugged out, man.
it's the
Coco
speed.
Melon.
So basically, what goes to show this man's is a witch, because it's something like it's 2-second cuts. So it's sort of like, you know how people get addicted to
Fast flicks.
yeah, like what's that TikTok? People get ticked because everything is cut,
flicks,
cut,
yeah.
cut,
That's dead.
and it's basically frying the
Fuck your
child's
attention
brain,
span.
That's dead.
and it fucks their attention span.
Yeah, because real life ain't like that.
Exactly.
That's witchcraft. It's an alternative reality. There's no in real life. You don't just cut like you have a conversation like we're here now. There's no cuts, is there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They should jump to the portal.
Some super editing. Like, yeah.
It's just witchcraft, so that you know what I mean? Like just, and it's true chaos, and they do that in EastEnders.
Mm.
One scene is chaos, the next scene you just try to absorb what happened there. What happened in that traumatizing scene was enough for you to think about that for the whole year. That could have a life impact. But then there's another one, there's another neck with another couple, another household, the shouting at each other and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know,
It's crazy, man.
You see how it's demonic, right? Because in the movie Clockwork Orange, that's how they conditioned. You've seen that, innit?
That's it.
Well, that's the old school thing, isn't it? Yeah.
They were trying to condition a rapist, didn't it? I think it was a rape, murder or whatever, right? And they were conditioning his mind, so they put him all these flashing images, right, to kind of condition him.
Loud
I think
music.
they were showing him violence. I think they were showing him violence.
Loud
right?
music and that,
Yeah. And it's the same thing for the TVs. They see all these cuts. It's just like freaking images.
That's what they use in MK Ultra.
Condition people. Yeah.
They use like loud music, loose flickering images,
Yeah.
and it just drives you insane, like, you know.
You know, sears your conscience with wickedness. You know?
So imagine from a young age they're pushing that.
Yeah.
But as a baby, because they say the hella bright colours and then the constant cuts.
It's fucked.
And imagine it's a children's show. It just
That's
goes
demons.
to show this
That's
man
demons.
has no bloody mercy. Yeah. It's like Ephesians 6:11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness of this world. Matter of fact, let's read that in the NLT, because that goes in.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, we're battling against high-level demons.
Yeah.
And then it says put on the whole armor, and it goes into it, because the armor is your guiding your spirit, your mind. That's why we live a different life to normal people. You want to know why? We're giving you we're telling you, we're breaking it down to you guys. Some people just think we're just here, we're just great, and that's it, that's BS, man. There's principles to everything.
Yeah.
Number one, we're the sons of Jacob, so we've got a birthright, chosen. So Esau tried to take us. So that's the reality we're living in. All these Rothschilds, Red Shield, living in these castles, they're dark fucking Draculas.
Yeah.
And they're trying to exterminate Jake and chip everybody. That's Esau and Jacob, right? The blessings and the birthright, right? So we've got that, we're dealing with. So that's the reality right now. We didn't just wake up black guys, that's bullshit. You got all the tribes, this is the seed of Jacob, is being fought. Esau and his seed is trying to, the elites of that seed is trying to
Destroy those people.
take them blessings.
Exactly.
That's what this is all about. AI and all that. And all this, they want to go on space travel. They want to do what the Lord promised to the Israelites. We can prove all that. Yeah. All this transhumanism and this, man. This is crazy. This is where we're at right now. Right now, you got mosque. Everything we've been saying is here now. You got mosque and all that. Everyone knows what he's pushing. Satan. He's straight pushing Satanism. You know what I'm saying? With all this space talk, space X, this is Satanism is promoting. Okay?
Find the most high.
Right. Stargate programs and all that. Do you know what that means? That's opening a portal.
Yeah.
Stargates. You used to have Lion Gate, used to talk about, they've got Stargate program. Now they had CERN, they're talking about letting out spirits and be using witchcraft on the left hand side to be able to go to the heavens. That's what they're talking about.
Didn't the Pope just before Christmas?
Open 5 quarters or some shit.
Yeah, he was saying that now. Vatican, London, and then Washington DC is the 3 unclean folks in Revelation that work together. You know, as principles of Esau's kingdom. Alright, he uses military to kill people. And you got the super soldiers program, which that's the AI, the mind control, MK Ultra, the television, all that comes from the CIA. That's all war programs to destroy people, to destroy your mind. Going in the flicker rates on the telly and all that. The adverts. You know what I'm saying? It's all mind control. The telly's actually a mind control program.
Programming.
CIA.
Programming.
It's actually, you can look that up. If your mind's up, if your pineal gland's open enough, you'll find that stuff.
Well, they call it programming. Television program. Programming your mind through the TV.
And then they got to use the urim and theorem.
Yep.
Because when you got a television They use quartz,
Yeah,
and they use gold, and they use quartz.
yeah.
And that clear, that the
Light and
gemstone.
perfection, yeah.
That stone's like it's basically an electrical conductor, man.
Yeah, yeah.
They put, it's
Kinetic
just,
energy.
You know what I mean? They put that in the phones, the television.
Yeah.
So the channel, that's channeling. They say what channel, change the channel, programming and channeling. Channeling what?
It's all frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you notice sometimes when you're watching TV, like sometimes it happens in my yard, the volume will go off. You're not watching the TV, the volume will go off. As soon as you wake up, the TV comes back on. You don't even touch the control, but the TV will come back. Like it's all of a sudden the volume will come back on.
Yeah, that happens in my house.
Well, no, I knew it was gonna say. Brother, it's happened a couple of times when it was at my mum's. Used to happen at my mum's. Happened at one time at my other place as well. It's like the TV would be left on, innit?
Fast, man.
Yeah, some shit like that. The TV will be left on. It might doze off, but then as soon as you wake up, all of a sudden you can hear the volume again. Like, it comes back on like there's demons though, it's demons. But that's Esau fucking with those channels, you know what I'm saying? The vibrations.
Yeah.
And channeling energies and shit. Like
And
Esau's
you
a
can see
demon.
it through tellies and radios
Yeah.
and that. Like, there's this, like if you put a television or a radio in a haunted house, that
it's
TV's
over,
gonna
it's
go
over.
really mad. Even if the frequency is gonna pick up on because it's an energy field.
Start
The
flickering
demon
and
is
shit
an
like that,
energy
yeah.
field. Our spirits is an energy field. Our spirit has got weight.
Yeah.
It's actually got weight. Ways. You know, even when heavy information
The waves
comes out,
and all that, the
you go,
waves.
oh, that's heavy. You might have to sleep.
Weighing on
Deep
my
information,
spirit.
your head, you get head. So everything's got a energy field's got weight to it.
Just back
Yeah.
on the topic of the TVs again, right? You ever touch an aerial sometimes? You know, with old aerial used to kind of.
Yeah, it's kinetic energy, yeah, the energy from your
Sometimes
hand.
you touch the aerial, the picture will come, correct itself.
It'll
innit?
perfect
You-
it, yeah.
There's some sort of thing, energy going on between
Signals and waves,
Yeah, yeah.
and because that's how you know we can manipulate elements with spiritual power, because it's all the waves and all that, innit? So that's like when you mess with a TV signal, it's that kinetic energy,
Your brain works off is electric.
electric,
So
neurological
down your
waves.
Spine,
all of that.
That's how it fires up. So electric is all we're electric.
Yeah, electromagnetic force,
Right. So with the Lord just gonna give us, just upgrade that.
upgrade it, yeah.
That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
Get that 5 up.
that's it.
No, man, you know, 'cause you know
And
that-
sometimes you can control it with your mind as well, like it's,
Because you know when somebody suffers cardiac arrest, they use the
Defibrillator as
They
well.
shock your body. They put the current back in your body so that your body circulates that.
Yeah, brain
Yeah.
take the signal to pump in it.
it's all there's a charge in it, electric charge. It's like a dead battery in a car, and they have to charge it. You know, put the positives and the negatives, and they charge you back up again. The body's a major electric magnetic force, so it can charge it up.
Because even when they use a defib on you, if you got like chest hair, they have to basically make sure that they got a clear connection. So they'll trim your hair off and then make sure that it's like skin
Yeah, skin
contact,
to
so
skin
that you
and
get
all
the
that,
full
yeah.
voltage shock that they hit you to wake you back up.
Let's go on.
Continuing on. So you want to do it from 10 again?
Yeah.
Ephesians 6 and 10 in the NLT says a final word. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God, the Most High's armor, so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil.
Strategies. So we're in a fight. People are using demons and forces are using strategies. And
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's like in boxing, you got strategies. You know, you're setting up shots. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You might be setting up a fucking kick.
Yeah.
Or some shit. Like John Jones Bones,
Cool.
right?
Ultimate
He takes
warrior,
people up,
ultimate fighter.
and he sets up the fucking back elbow and that. Doesn't even
Spinning
see
back
that
over,
shit.
spinning back over.
They don't even see that shit, man. It's the mind and flexes. That's the spirit. So, but they're doing that on strategies. That's why you got to be mindful of what's going on. Everywhere you go, the environment, people around you.
Yeah.
Could you say the inward thought of them is deep, right? Because they're always strategizing. They're always trying to find ways to get at you, to get at the people.
Oh,
You know, continuously. They don't stop.
Well, it says Satan's like a roaring lion, so
seeking that you may
constantly,
devour.
seeking, constantly. They don't. Spirits don't take breaks. Demons, angels, they don't have to have sleep. They don't sleep. You don't need to take breaks, man. They're just pure energy.
That's why they get you when you sleep.
Yeah, when you're sleeping, you
Nightmares.
snoring and all that. They're on top of you, bro.
Right, or you might just get straight out, get attacked.
Yeah, trying to choke you
Pinned
out and all
down,
that.
you get choked out, pinned down. You're trying to move, you can't move. You
Or
wanna
standing
talk.
in the corner of the room watching you and all that.
Right.
I had one looking through the ceiling one time. Dead eyes was looking at me. I looked up and I could see it right in the ceiling. I'm like, you fucker, I started cursing him out, bro. And it just disappeared after a while. It's like I could actually see the face in the ceiling staring at me, bro. I just looked up all of a sudden, I see it there. Like, I was like, oh,
Just in the ceiling.
pussy Clark there.
I had one like that before.
Yeah, bro.
Back in the day, I
See
think
the
it was
eyes
like
and all that, and you see the nose, like, bro.
that's crazy.
I just was just staring at man, you know, waiting for me to conk out
I
or
had one
something.
like that. I had one like that.
Yeah.
And the thing, like, it would go off the ceiling. with
Yeah, it was
smoke.
the face
And
is
it
just
was
there, like.
I had another one that, you know, pinned and he was just there. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, you said it was
Fucking-
hissing.
It's just there.
Yeah.
And it's not stopping for about a minute, 2 minutes.
Levels to them demons as well.
He's just hissing all. You can hear it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We're wrestling against some real stuff out here, man.
I've
This ain't no joke, man.
I've got a precept on that.
Okay.
Real quick. This is Job chapter 4, verse 13. It says, God, it says, in thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men, fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, shall mortal man be more than just the power? Shall a man be more pure than his maker?
So that was an angel.
Those would be like-
That was more than likely an angel than a demon. Because you have righteous spirits and
Hey, but you know, you mentioned, I think earlier it was mentioned that Yahweh Shai conquered those spirits.
yeah,
Which is
Devoured
right.
them.
he's over them
Which
spirits.
is right. So we're over all that. We're over the demons. Obviously, right now we're under
Yeah.
in the flesh.
Get messed up.
But they've only got like a certain amount they can mess with you at.
Yeah,
That joke.
that job. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're over them spirits, man. So we're following Yahweh Shai, and through Yahweh Shai, we got authority over all the demons.
That's right.
We ain't fucking worried about none of that. That's for y'all guys who say you guys ain't battling these. Them demons are riding you guys, man. They're in you, you know what I'm saying? Like Mario Kart, you go jump to the car. And that's you, you're the car. Right.
Having their way.
Bro, Mario's the demon, he's jumped in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like I just think about this, right? It's like an inception, right? These demons are in your mind, in your headspace, right? And you're not even aware of it. You know what I mean? These people are operating thinking like they're normal.
Yeah.
But they're operating under the influences of demons, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't even know.
So you've been completely subverted. You don't have no idea what the fuck's going on. We see the demons on you.
Yeah.
You know? We see the actions you're making don't make no fucking sense. You know? But to you, we sound crazy. But it's you that under the spell, you know? Yeah, dancing
Yeah,
demons.
quick one.
Okay.
This is the book of Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and
Yeah,
scorpions.
that's literal.
Yeah.
We're literally like when Paul got bit and he didn't die.
Yeah.
We're looking at him like, wow, how the hell? We're gonna get that power, man. Y'all don't understand that movie, the anti-hero Superman one. You know the anti-heroes and that Brightbird.
Brightbird, yeah.
Amazing movie, bro.
Bruce,
Just powered up and that. Yeah.
Brandon Breyer.
You know what I'm saying? The chariot was there, the UFO, the chariots of Israel, Yasha Allah, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna get powered up like that. And this side, things are gonna happen. So when things happen, you're gonna have people in the idea that power, you know, they'll be willing that, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be seeing stuff happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna actually be treading on serpents, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
you gotta
guarantee.
understand, man, like
Yeah.
even the mind, the way the mind works, yeah. You got, you know, reading people's minds and all that, or coincidences which are really it's not synchronizations for, you know.
Guarantee it's not going to be IUIC that gets that spiritual power, because they're the ones that got doing the little Marvel, you know, superhero animes and all that, talking like acting like they got
A
spiritual
lot of
power.
these people, yeah,
They
they
ain't
don't
gonna
even
get that
teach
power,
about
man.
it. They don't really want it.
Yeah.
They want this. Like we see, that's why we curse out that worldly, unholy priest spirit, that wicked scribes and Pharisees, ancient world,
The level,
league with Rome, doing good shit.
innit?
Like because that's why when you watch Rome was like, well, I want to put a statue here. I want to do this and that. Like, oh, but we can't. But like, well, we got a deal. Rome was like, well, we over you, right? Then they got on a deal. But openly, they're gonna look fucked.
Yeah.
And that's where they get compromised. We ain't got that. When Esau was like, well, wait, there, you've got a deal. So when the chip comes, they're gonna have to teach it. Oh, where's the agreement, bro? You got that car, that house.
501c3.
501c3 charters. All you camps have got it. IUIC, ISUPK, all that. Yeah, all you niggas. So when the Esau comes down, the chip, man, we agree to it. Oh, but you know,
We're not
that's why he's already making. When it comes down, look, man, I told y'all you can get that. There's nothing wrong with that.
We're not held to ransom by Esau.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
so yeah, because we got integrity, man. We need to take the Judas back.
Right.
You know, so when it comes when it comes to man, we got
Judas back.
so when it comes to
Get
man,
the
we
bro
got
from what's it, from Baltimore, the head of Baltimore and that, yeah. You do it like the Judas bag. You know what I'm saying? You got the pictures, the way it looks.
Yeah.
I could just see a Judas bag. You know what I'm saying? Little purse next to one of the wicked prophets and that.
Man, get the big purse nowadays, man. You know?
So that's what I'm saying.
So when that time comes, man, and they push the chip, we ain't going. Our story's not going to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our story's not going to change. What we're going to teach is what we're teaching. We're going to tell you to stay away from that.
That's it.
Right? But your guys now, where it's up in the air right now. Whoa. These men are going to be saying to go along with it.
Then it shall be known who am I chosen.
That's it. Because once you take that mark, man, there's no going back for none of you, man.
That's it.
Right? So that's gonna separate them in the Lord and those who wait. You know?
That's it. Yeah.
What we got?
I've got scripture.
Also got Ephesians 6. Did we finish on Ephesians?
No, you wanted it in that Old Testament. So
I think you read that. Did you read it? You read it. Let's jump to the next one.
Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
That's right. Now what I want is Revelation 20 with the dragon, the serpent.
Yeah, say it.
So we're doing that. We're redeeming the time. Let's get that. That's why we're cursing this place out. And eventually it's going to be destroyed. You think that this is going to go on further, bro? That's what y'all just talking shit. Y'all just zombie ghouls. That's
But
all you are.
they do. And they kind of teach it, right? Because they was saying there's no Jacob's trouble. So what they got to worry about? They're not going to worry about, right? Allah's always teaching, maybe in the next 1,000 years. Their mind is here. In this place. Yeah, their mind is here. ISUK don't seem to give a shit anyway. They just do what they're doing, you know. But their mind is in this place. Right? They're quite happy to sit here and just be here. Right? For as long as it takes. And that's not saying that we're not.
Life, they got deals.
Yeah.
They got the good life going on behind the scenes.
Nice.
What they're saying that IIC is supposed to be millions.
Yeah, Nick's got millions.
Tons.
So they're just you know, they took bags and enjoying life.
So,
They don't even want the Lord to come to put us to ease the day.
Yeah.
Like some of them, their conscience, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know in their conscience. Some of them know, man, that it's like when people fall out.
yeah.
20 years later, old school dude from the school, he'll come up to a camp. What's up with you, bro? I thought you fell out. That's that conscience. You can't run from that conscience. Bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them niggas, man, they really don't know what they're doing. It's like, you know, at night time. See, it's the pleasures and the treats. It's like the blinding them. The cocaine. You know what I'm saying? The whiskey. You know what I'm saying? That sipping. Right.
The 2C.
Oh shit.
The 2C.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Shit.
They read it, and when they wake up, they might. You know what I mean? But you know, the pleasantries, the bitches, that sister, this sister. Ooh,
Sensuals.
you know, some black women.
This world's too enticing for them. The world's too
I don't
tempting.
know.
That's it.
You know? And they want it.
They got it. They got it.
Well, yeah, they got it.
They got it, bro. This is it. We're at the end. They've took their, they've made, they've
consolation.
they've well made their stance.
Yeah.
They're all the way in.
They're what?
Some niggas has got fucking dildo machines, man. All the way in. Getting admitted that he's got the black bitch getting trained now. They're all the way in, bro. They're gone. They're gonna take. They're on that. They're far gone. They're like fuck it. They took the flesh. The flesh just went with the flesh, like the pleasures of the flesh. Not spiritual. They said, you know what? Fuck it. I want this. I want bitches, money. I don't want to be broke.
Yeah.
It's like these are just American Israelites, man. They're not Hebrews, like, you know what I'm saying? They're not men of the Lord. They're westernized
That's
Israelites, man.
And the proof that they're joined with the world is you had people in the world defending my man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, he's not what a man does in his room with his. It's like, nah, bro.
They say that about this LGBT.
Yeah.
They always defend them wicked ass niggas. It's not in my house, right? It's not around me, so it's not affecting me. It is affecting you. You fucking moron.
Hey, what is this?
They don't want this place destroyed. Because if you think like that, the people in the world, they don't want this place destroyed. They're just, so the niggas that know it, that makes them even wicked. Because they know about the Lord, they know about the prophecies. But they've just backdoored and just took it back. But that's really weak. That's weak as hell. How can you know the truth and then take it back? Like, you know what, fuck it, look. You know, you might, like, you don't want to suffer.
No delay if it's coming.
Well, you don't want to suffer. Because part of the truth is suffering.
That's it.
So you could be like, you know what, yeah, but really, I want bitches or cocaine.
I want it now.
They're
not prepared to wait cooking.
Right. They're not, yeah, exactly.
Acts chapter 17 and 5. It says, but the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the basest sort, and gathered a company.
Sorry, and that's what they gather with these fucking gimmicks that they do, man. The basest sort. Those are enticed by the worldly things that you promote. These are the basest sort, man. Because these men you come into your congregation, a lot of them are not spiritual, man. And we, we always say that, some of them, there might be elect among them, but a lot of these guys, they come in and not fucking spiritual.
Brute beasts, meatheads.
That's it.
Meatheads and that, a lot of meatheads.
Yeah.
Got big heads, right? But it's not, and it's like just full of meat. There's no minced.
It says, certain lewd fellows of the.
Talk to the nigga, and the nigga's looking at you like, you can't see what he's saying. Like, look, bro, look up. Right? You've got a scripture and just. You know what I'm saying? That's the niggas like that trying to break it down.
Docile and shit.
Where can I get the bitches?
Well, that's,
Where can I get my record label off the floor? You know what I mean? All this shit.
It says, certain lewd fellows of the basest sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and saluted the house of Jason.
Yeah, they gathered together in the same spirit. Probably didn't have to say much. That's how it happens. You don't really have to say much. The gargoyles or the demons, the imps, just like, yeah, let's do it. Right, so the company gathered. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and sought to bring them out to the people. And when they heard, and when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also.
Yeah, that's why brothers are teaching, brothers are cursing out you niggas that got deals and promoting the world and that, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't like that we do that. The world people just in general don't like that we do that. But I thought you guys were Christians, man. Right? Just in general, like people, what happened to Christians? So you talking about you Christians? We're the real Christians, because you motherfuckers are not from teaching the end times. It's like, you know what I mean? How can you call yourself a Bible believer and you believe in the Lord, and you believe in the Lord and Savior? Come speak the truth. Right. In the end times, that's like the main part of the word.
Yeah.
The end
Judgment.
That's the main part of the word, the end times. The beginning and the end. You know what I mean? The final day of judgment. Been waiting for this for thousands of years, man.
Man's still charging at that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, battery's dead.
God forbid we delay this any longer, man. We really want to get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, this is why we hasten the day.
Yeah,
Bro,
no,
we've
it's,
got
yeah,
whole
it's
lot
dead,
of fucking
man.
in this shit, suffering, dealing with all this fucking shit around us. Brothers just getting going for all types of demonic situations and that. You know what the fuck wants to be dealing with this? This is ridiculous, bro. So you got elite Rothschild sitting up there knocking back one. But they're fucked up though. Because they want the NWO, that is getting, they know that it's all turning, the
Tides are turning.
tides are turning on this.
Yeah.
So they're fucked up, man. A lot of them are dying and there's all sorts of shit going on. They're watching prophets, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. So that's how really the tides are turning.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with things. This is the end, bro.
Yeah.
This is the end, brother.
You mentioned it earlier, said that in the book of Job, it says that they're going to be in straits. In the last days, the elites are going to be in straits, man.
They brought that one out in a while.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Classics, man.
I think it's in Job 5.
Job 5 and 20.
Yeah, something like that.
It's Job 19 or Job something.
Job 5. I know it's Job 5.
Job 5 and 19. You sure it's Job 5? That ain't Job 5.
Oh, Job
That's
18,
Job,
sorry.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, Job 18, so like,
or something.
it's lucky.
Yeah.
Is this the one? Is
And every hand of the wicked shall be
yeah,
abandoned.
Job 20. Yeah, Job chapter 20, verse 22.
But that's a different one.
Different one, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, read it.
That's the
Alright.
straight one.
It
Is it?
says, in the fullness of its sufficiency, he
Oh, yeah,
shall
yeah.
be in straits.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Every hand of the wicked.
Fullness of his sufficiency. There's that when we're sufficient. When he's got it going on,
Yeah.
you want this business sufficient, workforce and all that. You know what I'm saying? So when he's got all his players in place,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
Like man, look man, I think I'll say this again. You fucking trolls out there in the city of London, yeah, get it, fucking step your game up, bro. I'm gonna put it like that. All you people in the UK, yeah, all you cats in the UK, bro, yeah, step your fucking game up, bro. Like we ain't really playing with you niggas, man. Like I'm just being real. Like you need to step your game up. Y'all think that y'all talking shit and all this. You don't even know what's going on, bro. Yeah. You don't know. Listen, my brothers are enduring, teaching. That's what we're supposed to do. Just teach. Don't come with all this bullshit, man, and start sneak dissing and all this type of shit, man. Get it fucking like people are stupid. We're warriors out here, bro. Okay? Don't get it twisted, man. Just because we ain't up at Oxford Street and all that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on, man. Go where we want anyway. We'll go there tomorrow. That place is cursed.
Yeah, that place has already been done and dusted. That's why we're not there anymore.
That place a long time ago.
Yeah, we wiped the dust on our feet on that place.
Elk City.
The spirit of that place is gone now.
It's doomed, man. Yeah, ever since we left central London, that place had never been the same again. That place, that spirit is dead now, man.
Business is
It's
shut
over there.
down. A lot of them businesses is shut down. That
Yeah,
was
man.
Muslim. You see people up there now, but it's still that.
It's not as vibrant as it once was. Like,
That place is
yeah, even though people still go there and shop, it's not as vibrant. Not as vibrant as it once was. Like people used to be excited to go central London. We ain't excited to go there no more, man. There's always fucking roadblocks and they always, you know, doing some demonstrations and shit over there. People protesting. Central London's
a lot
fucked,
of people
bro.
didn't go with the spirit. They just stopped because, you know what I mean. A lot of y'all weren't even doing it when we were doing it, man. So you hate it.
You know?
Y'all want that, you know, that like this ain't 2012, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't 2012. You know, right now, bro, we're in a time where, you know, this AI is ramping up.
Yeah.
You can get locked up for what you're saying.
Speech and all that, freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech and all this. Come on, man. Get it right.
We're everywhere, man.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
everywhere on the internet, around the world, we're everywhere. You ain't nowhere to find us,
Innit, man?
right?
And they can find us on the World Wide Web anyway.
You might be worried about where we are. Don't worry about where we are, man.
You don't have to get,
Yeah,
innit, man?
You know?
As long as we get the word out there, that's the main thing. You don't have to be in no, don't jump in no plane and go nowhere. As long as we publish the word on the World Wide Web, the elect are gonna hear this word, man.
It's
Fuck
just
you,
the
niggas,
highways
man.
and the byways,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
man.
which is the major roads and the less major roads, right? So where we are, it doesn't really matter where we are, as long as we're out there teaching.
They just wanted to go. They just wanted to see us some carnal arguing with people and all that.
Well,
Some carnal
you know what it's
entertainment
like, bro.
shit.
If we're not there,
That's
they'll-
what it
they'll-
is.
They'll complain we're not in the end, or if we're not at the end, they'll complain that we're not in the busy cities or whatever the case may be. So it's just those that from the outside looking in and not doing that. You know? Been in this
London.
Been around, man.
All
Been
types of
around,
areas. Yeah, so we to name these places, man.
We've been
Yeah, man.
Tottenham.
We've been
Like,
around the
when we
whole of
first started
London,
that,
bro.
we've been, like, when we first started that, man, it was hot. Where we was, it was hot, man, in our hometowns and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know? But those places, they're done away with now. We ain't got to go back there. They already know about us.
Yeah,
They didn't want to hear, they ain't got to hear.
Yeah, we go with the spirit.
You know?
Exactly,
The
man.
spirit's different right now, man. Y'all gotta get on board with this.
You guys are stuck in the old early
Shutting down
2000s.
this fucking internet.
Yeah, they're stuck in the early 2000s. That's that clout chasing spirit.
Yeah.
They want to do something for clout, so they want to be amongst people,
Well, let them
so
do
they
their
can
thing,
do their
let
clout.
them
You
do
just
it.
want to
If they
get
want it,
arrested
let
for
them do it.
dumb shit, man.
You know? We're not going to tell them, that, don't do it. Go ahead, do it. If you want to do it, do it. You know? We're going to do what we're doing, isn't it?
You
Don't
guys
worry
go.
about us.
These are the same niggas that will go to demonstrations and protests, like Sakari and all that, going to some fucking protest, talking about, yeah, we're the Israelites and walking with them, the degenerates in the crowd, man, in a march. Like, we ain't got that type of spirit, man. We don't do those things,
Yeah,
man.
that Wi-Fi.
We don't need to be amongst people in a march to publish this word, man.
That's none of our business.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, that's got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, definitely. We're not protesting that.
Nah, man. Fuck that, man.
Fuck them all, man. Fuck them all, man.
We're the
So
prophet. We're the prophets of doom, man.
Yeah.
Prophets of
That,
doom.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. This is Job chapter 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
And what about the scripture where it says, you shall desire to see the prophets, and you shall not be able?
Exactly.
What about that? That's going to happen.
No, them men are scared though, because they're not on the street anymore.
No, but
Shut
we're
up,
out.
man.
This is,
No,
we're
I'm talking
out.
in this time. One day you're not going to see them because they're not going to be out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right?
innit?
We're going to say, right, because them men are scared because they're not out there. No, because there's going to come a time we're not going to be out there.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be expedient to do that.
Nope.
You know? Yeah, you could go do it, but what's the need? All you're going to do is get hemmed up. It's not going to be safe for you out there to do that.
Yep.
You think that the disciples and the apostles, when the Roman persecution was coming down, man, they were just standing on the highway by his teaching.
Yeah, but guess what,
We're
bro?
not hiding
It's
this
true.
shit, man.
It's true. And when the Lord sets us up with empowers, we're going to be looking for you people.
Yeah.
You can be looking for us. You're going to be able to find us.
Exactly.
You're going to be out there getting jacked up by the troops and
Straight.
by wild dogs and all that. And
Yeah.
you're going to be, where you at? I need the help. I need the answers, man. What? Come on, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
guess what? Man. And guess what? You're not going to get the fucking answers, bro. Brother.
Because if I can add it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, give me that oil. You know, the scripture talks about that. You had the oil in the lamps. And the
Yeah.
false prophet, they wanted, can I get some of your oil?
Yeah.
Nah.
Some of your oil.
Well, figure out yourself, basically.
Innit?
You know? Because you had an opportunity to hear it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you spent too much time fucking talking shit. So, you know
You
what it's
now
like.
you want the oil all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, we're going for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Got one there. Hosea 5 and 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
That's it.
hey, when all hell breaks loose, man, you're catching fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be comforted.
Yeah.
Because these people don't understand. When all hell breaks loose, that's when we're gonna be most happy. Now we're more pissed now. The fact that nothing's kicking off on that higher level yet. But when it does kick off, that's when we're gonna be like proper happy, man. We're gonna be rejoicing. Because then we know that we're that much closer, man.
Hey, remember when we realized that the vid was just a flu? We're like, oh man.
Yeah, man.
We're like, oh man.
Like, why couldn't it be Ebola? You know?
Exactly.
But you saw how you saw how people reacted,
Yeah.
and that was like a precursor to when the chip comes. Because
Exactly.
Great Millstone, we weren't bothered about taking that shit. Brothers had to lose their jobs, couldn't go on holiday. It was like, fuck it then, innit? What? I'm not taking no fucking
Get another
jab.
job.
But then you had guys panicking in Israel, oh, should I take it? And all that. They're the same niggas that's gonna go line up to take that chip.
But if you got to ask those types of questions, man,
Yeah.
You ain't got no
you know what I'm
faith,
saying?
man.
Like you're trying to find someone that says, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you
To
that.
justify you
You
taking
surely
the
know
fucking.
that push comes to shove that you're going to have to do what you need to do.
Y'all ain't got no way out.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know really what to do. You're a robot in the
There's
system.
no faith.
You don't believe in Yahweh Shai. You don't even know Yahweh who he is. Let's retell ya. You still, is it? You still can't get it, nigga. You don't believe. You don't know about the chariots and deliverance.
Yeah.
You don't know shit. That's why it's just like when it comes, what do you do? You're looking around like like a chicken.
Yeah, headless chicken.
Or when the right in the nest when the major bird goes out hunting or something.
Yeah.
He's got the chicklets just doing this.
Screaming for the mother and all that. They even say when a headless chicken's dead, like it's still alive for a couple of seconds, isn't it? The headless chicken still runs around. that's the 2/3. They're a bunch of headless chickens, man. In a dead state.
Milk of the word.
The desolation is a whirlwind.
Proof, man. That's just proof. That's more proof that brothers are going to be in a secure, sober mind state. It says wisdom and knowledge. So there you go.
Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times
There you go.
and strength for salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shai is his treasure.
Like nothing's going to come left field and take us by surprise, man.
Right. Yeah, thief in the night.
Yeah, it's not going to take us by surprise.
But you're not as
Yeah, that's it.
sleep.
Yeah, children of the
So
day.
everything that's going to happen, as hard as it's going to be, nothing's going to take us by surprise. We know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to be left wondering why or how and all this kind of business, right? We're going to know what we need to do in that time. You know, like I understand. It's nice to see reassurance from those
I'm just saying.
more experienced than you.
Clothes.
Right.
It's done,
That's
innit?
what
Yeah,
it
it's
was in the
done, it's
apostles,
done.
right? But you as
Yeah,
a
it's
man,
done, it's done.
you know, if you're in this truth and you deem yourself a man of the Lord or whatever, man, you have to know for yourself, man. That's why you have to get this. Yeah.
Fully persuaded.
That's right. You have to know for yourself, man. You got to ask all these questions because you don't know. You're not in a good position, man.
Where's your faith, though, man?
Double-minded.
This is what I'm
This whole
saying.
thing of ours is about faith.
You got to be sure.
So if you're going to be questioning and doubting in the hour of temptation and all that, then what was you doing the whole time we was here, bro?
Because we're not going to get to the
man?
point where the MOTV comes out, and we're going to be like, oh, is this it? We're not going to be asking those types of questions because we already know what the fuck it is.
And that's another reason why Nate and them are not going to make it, because I'm not saying Nate, because Nate might be whatever, but you know, you hope he gets jacked the fuck up even if he's part of the elect, because he's a wicked ass nigga, man. But that's how you know, because them guys, they push that prosperity doctrine. So their thing is when you come into Israel, it's all about partying and enjoying. They don't go through any hardships, like they don't enjoy the sufferings and all that. So they don't know about suffering. So we're used to that shit. So it's not a thing for us.
Despite the scripture saying in
Boy,
Surah,
them schools, man, they're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time because they're all
They're not
about
being
prosperity.
stoned. Not being stoned.
Innit?
yeah, Surah too. You know, prepare thyself for temptation.
Yeah.
If you come to serve the Lord.
Exactly.
Make not haste in the time of trouble.
Exactly.
They're gonna make haste in the time of trouble then. Jacob's trouble, man.
Yeah.
Nate
I
was
can
the one
see
who
it,
said
man, when you
Jacob's
got
trouble
brothers,
didn't even exist.
different
So
brothers and that brothers be chaffed in the spirit.
yeah,
Brothers are stoic, you can see it, like, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
The spark dies, the character, you know, the spark of life, it dies.
Okay.
So people can see that.
Yeah,
You know, you have some sadness, you know, in the eyes
We're
and
ready to
shit.
leave.
yeah.
We're ready to leave.
That's that grief, innit?
He might be trying to look, yeah, man, with his eyes.
Yeah, it's sad.
Different story. There's a precept.
He's planning next Passover, what we're going to do for the next Passover. You know what I mean? What we're going to do that's going to make it better than last year's Passover type thing, innit?
Yeah,
Us, as much as, you know, honor the Passover, we're not looking to be here.
yeah. We want to
know,
pass
might
over in
be
the
playing
kingdom,
random
man.
music,
I got a precept.
and he was squatting with his knees and you know the dreadlock geezer.
Oh,
IOIC's Passover.
oh,
He was squatting and ragga music was playing. You know ragga. Oh, that Passover, it was crazy.
crazy, bro.
I got something real quick.
And he was winding his hips and all that. He was kind of, you know, one of them great ragga artists. He had that spirit. And all the women in the congregation at the front were, "Oh!"
Yeah, cheerleaders.
He came with that, you know.
Innit?
Okay.
It's crazy, man.
Proverbs.
That's just not what we're supposed to do.
No, man.
This is crazy.
That's
We're
it.
not supposed to be doing that.
You're in the wrong spirit, man.
Not solid.
Right. That ain't what we're supposed to be fucking doing.
It's not
man.
humble.
What the
It's
fuck?
not nothing.
Yeah.
On the point that he's making,
Yeah.
it says Proverbs 14 and 13, even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness.
Yeah, because when we run into brothers, like the elder said, you can see a brother and the hardship that he's going through just by the countenance sometimes. You might say, yeah, he's all right, but you know that he's going through some shit. Everyone has to go through something. But that's the chastising of the Lord. He said, despise not the chastening.
Yeah.
So we know that we're on the right path because we're catching hell. If you're not catching hell in this truth, you're not on the right path, man. If you got the mindset of the IUIC and merchandise and making money and all this happy shit, then you're on the wrong spirit, man. So when all hell breaks loose, you're just going to be out there. You ain't going to know what the fuck to do.
These men never speak like they're vexed with this place.
They don't want to leave. Like you
It's
said,
like
they
just
don't
going
want to
through the
leave,
motions. They don't really vex with this
They
place.
don't want to leave, bro. Enjoying their wealth.
Real quick. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Yeah, man. And like that's why I know, like we're supposed to be pretty much circumspect because of the fact that we're very much aware like that there's demons trying to pluck us out of this as well. Like you know the same way that when a man, a brother turns around and repents, the angels rejoice in heaven. The same way that the demons rejoice when they're able to pull a man out.
Yeah, that's why they have a party.
That's what party?
No, so that's why they have a party. You know, what the scripture says,
the
unclean
spirits,
spirit.
Yeah.
And then he goes, yo, boys, come, there's a new host weekend. So they get
7 more,
have a
innit?
party and, you know, start with
Well, that's why we keep coming to the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the laws of the Most High. Keep reading the Hebrew. Keep praying. Stay on the path, bro.
Yeah.
We're doing videos because we're not on that. We're not on that, bro. That's just a spiritual fight, spiritual battle. We're not on that. You fall out, you bug out, start becoming a scoffer, running your mouth, going on comment boards, just running lips at random people, and then you sit down, you're smoking cigarettes, you don't know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's bugged out. You're watching the telly, you're in a sunken place.
I know what's going on. I really know. They don't know. I really know.
Yeah, that's the right. So the demons they'll sit there. In the sunken place, smoking cigarettes, watching the TV, then the demon hops on them. Look, man, go look for them guys. So that's when they do what you said. They'll come to a camp now. Well, you guys are. It's like, brother, you chill, man. You don't want to be that. That's we ain't on that. You know, we ain't on that, man. So that's why you got to pray. The Lord keeps the Holy Spirit on you. Because it's scary. It's a scary thing. It's easy to fall into the hands of the living power. Your scoffers ain't really aware of that. But you're going to get it though because you don't understand that the Most High controls all these angels who can jack you up. Angels can just jack you up, chop you in half or something. The angel can just assassinate your ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they are. They're assassins, man.
Yeah.
Assassins for the
when
Lord.
King David went off and he prayed to the Lord saying to not let his Holy Spirit go off him. King David also he first-hand witnessed what happened to King Saul when King Saul was went from literally the anointed of Israel and then he just gradually went worse. So you saw what can happen to a man where literally the Lord pulls the spirit off you. You go from being the king of Israel to literally
And Saul wanted to be righteous, man. He wanted to do the right thing, but the spirit was just on him, man.
He fucked up.
Yeah, the Lord had given him up already.
That's why sometimes when people fall out, you don't even say nothing. You're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Keep it moving. That happened. A lot of people fell out. People didn't even heard of it. Why you just kept it moving? You know,
These are just casualties, man.
basically.
At the end of the day, well, this is about the elect. So anyone that can't walk the walk gets left behind. You know, that's what it is.
Small sanctuary. Yeah. Probably last couple of precepts and all.
Yeah, where the
This is
two precepts.
2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
Make full proof of the ministry, so people can say, you know what? Yeah, people know watching at them that they're men of the Lord. Obviously, you got counterfeits now. We curse them out all day. They present themselves like that. You not fuck them right now. Yeah, them dudes, wouldn't it? Fuck them.
But it'll be revealed.
Exactly. But the scriptures make full proof of the ministry, and that's teaching, coming to the camp and other things. Brotherhood and that.
Yep.
That's all part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, brothers represent different stones of the house of David.
Yeah.
We're building the house of David here. So all different stones, precious stones, gold, silver, different precious stones of the house of David. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It was sacred, the 144, the house of David. Esau, well, he just put the movie out on it, the Netflix series, on the house of David.
Yeah.
Scriptures talks about reviving the house of David. That's it.
Yeah.
Straight out, man.
That's it.
Yeah. Read that, what you got. If not, then someone get the something. The house of David, man.
Amos
There's
9.
a couple
innit?
of them.
Get
The
Amos
house of
9.
David shall be as God. We don't need that one.
Yeah.
That one's the
One from me.
Zechariah 9 and 13, is it?
This is Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Right. We'll close out the house of David scripture.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches
The
thereof.
house of David is fallen. Them small hats, they ain't the house of David.
No.
If they was the house of David, then this scripture wouldn't even be in effect.
Innit?
But they are parallel.
This is the real third temple. The third temple is the brethren that's in this truth.
Well, the Lord said the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Yeah.
And a lot of them spiritual lessons back then, the wicked scribes and Pharisees could get. I think the disciples couldn't get it at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was high. But the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Exactly.
We represent the kingdom of heaven.
That's
A lot
it.
of people got a problem with it. That's why they attack you. They
Yeah.
attack buildings and old temples, or they don't go on Google and start getting angry at a building. They get mad at us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't be you. You know, it's just like, bro,
Yeah,
leave me
vocab.
alone, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Greek, man?
Just leave me the fuck alone, please. You know what I'm saying?
Is that was it the Persians or they're trying to
Good,
frustrate
man.
our building of the temple, man?
And now vocab's trying to frustrate us.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you can't be the Israelites.
Yeah,
You can't be the Israelites. Why not?
you're teaching it wrong.
You can't. Yeah, you're teaching it wrong.
Creeps.
It's hating because we are the actual Israelites.
But basically, what we're saying is that we're not building
You
right.
came all the way over to the UK.
He actually came, bro.
And then you couldn't find us, nigga, fuck you. How about
He
that?
couldn't find the building. You
Get that
can't.
content, man. Bitch ass motherfucker, man.
It's Roman.
Come back down and see what happens, man. Right?
Please call them.
Won't make it back.
Right. See what's gonna go down, bro.
The plane might fall out the sky, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Lord,
It's
Lord,
for real,
Lord,
innit? All them
Lord,
plane
Lord,
crashes
Lord,
and
What?
He's lucky. He's lucky.
Cheat on your ass, bro. Come on.
And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his,
See, the
and I will
Lord's
raise
closing
up his ruins,
Yeah.
and I will build it as in the days of old.
That's it.
Read King David. The house of Saul, you had the house of David.
Yeah.
And the men that were following David.
The mighty men.
Yeah, the mighty men. And you even have musicians and stuff.
Well, that proves it is to talk about a people, not a building, because he just said it's going to close up the breaches thereof, like in the building. And then the last bit of that precept there proves that the building is talking about actual people, man. Not talking about the actual fortress. It's talking about the individuals that make up the house of David.
Right.
The house of, the house.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. All right, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.